Tanake Niatru. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about corn, or as some people call it, maize, or scientists call it zeya maíz, or as Catawbas call it, kus. Kus means corn, kus. Now, today when we think of corn, we usually think of this yellow sweet corn, but there's actually lots and lots of different kinds of corn, right? There's corn for popping, there's corn for eating off the cob like the sweet corn, there's flour corn, which you make flour for like corn tortillas and grits and other things out of. So there's lots of different kinds of corn, right? But what's amazing to me about corn is that it originally was this tiny little plant in what we now call Mexico, and the cobs looked like this. They had hard shells on the outside. It was very difficult to eat, but somehow indigenous people in what we now call southern Mexico saw this plant, this strange little grass, and decided to start domesticating it, which means every generation picking out the best individuals and replanting those seeds next season so that you get even better plants each year. And they did that for thousands and thousands of years so that this tiny little bit of food became these giant cobs that we know of corn today. Eventually, after being domesticated, right, which means turning it from a wild plant into a plant that we grow on purpose. After that, it spread all the way through North America and eventually to Catawba land, Manu Catawba. And there, Catawbas further changed or domesticated the corn into this beautiful, beautiful variety of corn. I just love the colors. I mean, you get this dark red, you get deep purple, almost black, you get speckled patterns, you get striped patterns. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it was so gorgeous and so wonderful that in 1913, a group of Catawbas were asked to bring their corn to the South Carolina Corn Expo. So Catawbas have been growing this corn for thousands and thousands of years. Unfortunately, in the last 30 to 40 years, we stopped growing it as much. And so in the last 2 years, the wellness department at Catawba Nation has been growing the corn along with some of our tribal citizens. So if you're interested in growing the corn next year, please let us know and we'll get you seeds. The last thing I wanted to mention about corn is that tribes across what we call North America and South America use this process when cooking corn called nixtamalization, which is a great word, nixtamalization. And basically it means you soak the corn in an alkaline solution. So alkaline is the opposite of an acidic solution. You soak the corn in an alkaline solution overnight, and then you rub it, you agitate it, and it takes off the hard outer skin of corn. And all you're left with is the soft inner parts. But what's amazing about nixtamalization is that it turns corn from just an okay food into a superfood. If you nixtamalize corn, you can live off of it because all the nutrients are available for your body to take up. This is still practiced all over the world. If you have corn tortillas, like at a taco restaurant, those are made with nixtamalized corn. So hello, thank you so much for letting me talk about kus or corn, and happy cooking.
Welcome to the 4-H Family Fun Night. Obviously, because of COVID, we're not meeting together, but you can do this anytime that you've got time, but please do it as a family. It's a fun thing, and if you do it for Thanksgiving, you can make your own little version of Catawba or Indian corn, and that is really neat because you can put it by your plates at Thanksgiving meal, and everybody can be remembering Catawba corn. So let's get started in making this. I'm having Morgan and Crystal lay theirs out, and I will just tell you how to do this. You take 4 pipe cleaners, preferably the beige or the light tan is better. In your bag, you'll probably have the black ones. We apologize. If you want to save those, they sent the wrong order. If you want to save those, you can quickly go out to Walmart or wherever and get the beige ones. But you lay out 4 pipe cleaners. Try to make sure that they are straight. Then you look, group them together, and you kind of go to the middle, kind of eyeball it. You don't have to get a ruler out and measure. Once you get it to the middle, you twist it really good. This is important that you get it a good twist. Then you can see you got to spread out all of the little legs to this so that you make sort of like a star. Reminds me of a starfish. And you can see Crystal's how she's got hers all laid out. Now you get whatever colors you want to put for your corn. We will provide you in your little kit beads, and go creative. You can do all of one color if that's what you choose, but remember we are doing Indian corn, and that is multicolored. So you're going to put 15 beads. This takes a little bit of time on each of the little wings of your Indian corn. Don't worry about making a pattern. For those of you who want to make a pattern, that's perfectly fine. But if you'll put them in a bowl ahead of time and stir them all up and just grab, then you can, put them together. Because when you're shucking Indian corn, you don't know which way it's going to turn out until you get all the husk off, and that's when you see the beauty of it. So this is sort of mimics it. You never open up unless you do plain yellow corn. It's not going to be the same color. So be creative, but don't stress over it. It's a fun project, and the main thing is to do it the way you want it. So you do 15 on each little arm. All right, now that you've got 15 beads on each of the arms, you can see you didn't have to be precise. You can see Morgan's is one pattern of colors and Crystal's is another. There's no right or wrong. So now what you do is you carefully start bending up the arms toward the middle. That way your beads don't fall off. Try to keep them in kind of somewhat of the order so they don't cross over each other. Then you grab them all up in a bundle, and you take a look at it and make sure you're happy with how they go up and down like rows. You got any crisscross, now's the time to change that. Then you want to squeeze in the bottom of your bundle, because you don't want it to look like a squash, you want it to look like a corn. So you just kind of wrap your hand around it like you're grabbing it. See how it's forming, and you form it. See how they're coming together now? That's real good and tight. Make sure all your beads are pushed down toward the bottom as much as you possibly can get them. Okay. Now you grab the bundle with one hand, and you grab the top and you twist it 2 or 3 times because you don't want all the beads falling off. And you leave some space and you start spreading out the top. And that makes the top of your corn. And if you wrap it too tight, unwrap it a bit so that you do have the top part of your corn. And now, let's lay them down so we can let everyone see the beautiful colors of your Indian corn. And that's it. Very simple to make.